Shama on the beat.
See mommy Nkechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my youth day, Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Peking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand, no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now dust we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know, babe.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, don't let my blood turn to oil. Little other they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts, we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
I see mommy Nkechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my youth day, Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Peking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand, no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now dust we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know, babe.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, don't let my blood turn to oil. Little other they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts, we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try yo.
Back up joints with a trembling, oh hey. If we no join now, our children go so
Way Biafra, which way we they go now? Leader them maddest people they fight guy. From BRG to USB, Wahala no the rest. Which way Biafra? Which way we they go now? Leader them maddest people they fight guy. From BRG to USB, Wahala no the rest. Big no, oh. Please, please, oh. No be your Igbo divide us. Now we do amo. Big no, oh. Form soldier, but we still the be for them carry Kanu go, we turn enemy. Simon open mouth, them start to judge his speech. Telegram full of war, no love at all. One side say autopilots, one say delete them all. But the blood where we shed, you know they flow backward. USB rise, but ego they break what? We get banner, we get flag, but every corner, now tribal drive. Big on, oh. Which way now, which way, oh. No be your Igbo divide us. Now we do Biafra get a dream, but I hate it, they slow and go. Unity no get duplicate, no try fake 'em. You dey from freedom fighter, but you dey hate 'em. USB no be juju, now we go build 'em. Stop to cause, make we raise nation. Which way Biafra? Which way we dey go now? Neither them others people they fight guy from Bridgie to USB. Wahala no the rest. Big onu, oh. Which way now? Which way oh? No be your body divide us. Now we do I'm on talk true now. Big onu, oh. Big onu. Biafra get the dream, but I hate it, they slow and go. And we get a leader, them carry. We get a soldier, them jail. We get a youth, them divide. Still we rise, USB worldwide. Which way Biafra? Which way we do go now? Bigger them honest people they fight high. From Bridgie to USB, Wahala no the rest. Big onu, oh. Which way now? Which way oh? No be your body divide us. Now we do our more talk true now. Big onu, oh. Big onu, oh. Biafra get a dream, but I hate it, they slow and go.
This is my wicked word. This is my Confucian word. Listen to Biafran. I will tell you a story about one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Opposite Udi, but the right hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road, I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver, the driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the body boy, see no day for talk. See no day for talk. It better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. The driver waiting. This is my wicked word. This is my Confucian word. Listen to Biafran. I will tell you a story about one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Opposite Udi, but the right hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road, I see people run. I see people run.
Biafra. of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile, onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto anyị enweghị iche ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị gboo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi. Ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị, ọbụladị ndị okenye oru 2 na 4 bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọlaedo na ala ha niile si na-ede nsọ Chineke nna nke igwe. N'ụtụtụ a, ehihie, abalị, n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere ngọzi ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube onye ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị ma mma gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngọzi ka igwe tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro, ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ, ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ, ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke ebere na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka iwe na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe, mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne ịdị n'otu ọganiru, ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna, ka i wee tinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu ma wezuga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Ka ọ ga-abụ n'ikpeta maazị na Biafra ga-abịa, anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị wee gọzie aha nsọ gị, kpụ isi ala nye gị, bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi ka a na-arịọ gị ise ise ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of radio Biafra and Biafra television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, Chukwu Kikabi Amapurumi Henine, servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it. When I say it, it's not out of hatred. People say, oh, I don't like his style of agitation, because I tell you the truth. A governor said, the governor of Bauchi State, we are bringing in Fulanis. We are coming to settle Fulani in Nigeria. He said it, he wasn't hiding. We are coming to settle Fulani in your land, in your villages. Do you know why that is possible? Because you believe in one Nigeria. If you are on your own, nobody can try it. It's called an act of war or invasion. But Fulani is carrying out an act of war and invasion into your territory because you are under one Nigeria. So in other words, they are using, Nigeria is providing them a cover to carry out a conquest of an entire, should I say, ethnic nationalities across the zoo. Is it clear to you now? Do you now understand what we are saying? Bishop Coker is afraid. He's from Sokoto, he's a minority. So he thinks that when Nigeria breaks up, Fulani will swallow them alive. But I want to tell them that we are all students of history. There is a group of, or there were a group of people called the Huguenots from France. During the height of Reformation, they were being persecuted by the French authorities who were Catholic. People don't know that Roman Catholic fought with Anglican Church in those days. People don't know this, but that's life. Do you know what happened? Britain, being a Protestant nation, offered amnesty or struck a deal with France to say, give me all your Protestants. We'll absorb them. They're called the Huguenots. And they came to Britain. That is where the lives of Sir Peter de la Billière is a French name. But his family settled in England. He rose to become a general and led the war. In the Desert Storm, it was him that commanded the British forces in Desert Storm. His ancestors were French, the Huguenots. So what I'm saying to Bishop Coker and all northern Christian minorities today is this: on my honor and on my life, I swear before God Almighty in heaven that with the coming of Biafra, every Christian northerner will be allowed to settle in Biafra land. So you see, Bishop Coker, you have nothing to be afraid of. You have a place where you can practice your faith without looking over your shoulder all the time, thinking who's coming to kill me. You will come to Biafra land and you will live there. A very peaceful. For the French Protestants, they're called the Huguenots. There's something we are going to do for you. If you feel that you're threatened in the Sharia core north, and because of that, you think that having the East and the West in one Nigeria will save you as if some kind of insurance against elimination by the crazy, mad Fulani Janjaweed, you will come to Biafra land. We will give you asylum. You will stay there. Your generations will live and thrive. We are accommodating people. We welcome visitors. Then you will see what Biafra is like in real life, not the miserable existence you have in Sokoto. You want to stay in a country where people are threatening your life because you spoke. You said your mind and they're threatening you. What I'm offering you is what happened in England, though. The same England telling you to talk about one Nigeria. There was a time that the lives of French Protestants were under threat in France. England said, give them to us, we'll take them. They were all sent to England. They are called the Huguenots. We offer you the same asylum today to Bishop Coker and to all endangered northern Christians. You can all come to Biafra. We will accommodate you gladly. Gladly. I'm saying this live on air, so if I renege on this, you know, they said the internet never lies. They can go back and dig up this very video and say, you said this on the 8th of March, 2021. So you can come to us. This is the reason why everywhere the Janjaweed are dealing with us. They always come to your village and appoint one person as somebody. You know, one thing about you people is this. You always think that tomorrow is going to be better. But in Nigeria, tomorrow never ever gets better. Instead, it gets worse. And we are offering you a way out. People were asking for confirmation that Nigeria Army and police are colluding with Fulani terrorists. You know, it was on this platform that I called for OPC to take over from Amotekun. And thankfully, they have taken over. And there are results. I think earlier yesterday, or was it today, the OPC arrested a Fulani warlord. You know, for us, we don't have time for arrest. We arrest you, of course, and then I think they handed him over to police. When we arrest you, we hand you over to God. God will judge you. They arrested a Fulani warlord, Wakili. Handed him over to police. Police took him to hospital. The same police in Biafra land, they will shoot innocent IPOB family members. If they go to hospital and abduct them and the doctor and send them to Abuja to be locked up. Do you understand that? That is what they have been doing. I don't know who is calling me.
Asking for the freedom of my people is never a crime. It is not a call for war. Asking that my people should be free, should be allowed to live their life like every other person is not a call for war. Nigeria has used killings, economic strangulation, marginalization, and appetite to cage the people of Biafra. That if anybody dare rise up to speak Biafra people, he will be a target and they are going to kill him. And because of this, everybody is scared of
speaking the truth to the terrorist government of Nigeria. I am not scared of speaking the truth. And I'm going to speak the truth until the declaration of Biafra. We have made history in Finland. For those who do not understand what happened in Finland, because I have come across many illiterates who call themselves Irat. Those that work with the Nigerian government through treacherous Ejiofor hired them. Some of them now have beards. They don't look normal again. They don't look like, people who have 3 square meals a day. They are looking very tattered, very unkempt. Unlike before, when they begin to copy wearing suits with me. Now I see they are very, very tattered. I know that those people I'm talking about know themselves. After this broadcast, they are going to, shave their beards, try to look fresh, but they're not going to look fresh anymore because their time is gone. The evil that they have done will begin to haunt them. So I watched some of them, struggling to do propaganda against the Biafra self-referendum in Finland. And when you see them and hear them explaining, you see how primitive they are. They say, how can you be conducting a referendum in Finland? We did not conduct a referendum in Finland. What we did is called laying the background for the Biafra self-referendum. That's why it is called self-referendum convention. And in Finland, we have been able to lay the background for the freedom of Biafra. We opened the gate for Biafra freedom. And I want to let them understand that every mechanism that will bring Biafra has been put in place in this Finland Biafra self-referendum convention. I'm going to go one after the other. I may not go all of them because I do not have that time. This is not the time to make broadcasts. It is time for action. We have activated, voted in Finland, and adopted the Biafra Charter. And it is called Biafra Helsinki Declaration. The charter has become the Biafra law, Constitution of Biafra. We have been able to give Biafra a defined name, the kind of government that Biafra will be. And we all adopted the delegation. Let me explain this very clear because I know, this is a very important broadcast today because you're going to learn a lot of things from me. What you see or saw in Finland a few days ago was delegation of the Biafra Republic government in exile being represented by many people from different parts of the world. So what you see and saw 2 days ago was just a delegation. Delegation, representative from all continents of the world where Biafra government in exile are located and where Biafrans are domiciled. So delegate came from where Biafrans are living all over the world to represent them in Finland in this convention. We have delegate from Australia. We have delegate from North America. We have delegate from Canada. We have delegate from the United Kingdom. We have delegate from Asia. We have delegate from Africa. All represented Biafrans in their continent. From continent down to countries. In Europe, we have Biafrans all over Europe represented in Finland. And those who come as their delegate had the right to vote for us to adopt what we call today the Helsinki Biafra Declaration, which is the Biafra Charter.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that has connected to us wherever you are connecting from. Thank you for being part of the program. Please like and share the program on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to people that are around you. Make sure you invite someone to join on this very amazing program. I welcome everyone that has connected and those that are still yet to connect and the people that are going to watch later. So I thank those who are watching from TikTok. I appreciate those who are watching from Facebook. Wherever you are connected to us, I appreciate you and I welcome you to this very program. Thank you for joining. For the sake of those who are meeting us for the very first time, please, if you are watching us on TikTok, help us to tap the screen, tap on the screen so that others can get the notification and join us. If you are watching on Facebook, like the program and share it. If you are with us on YouTube where we are hosting the program, I urge you also to like and share. Very important. You know that the social media network does not promote our program. It is you that will promote it. So as long as you continue to promote the program, share in all the platforms where you are, it will not cost you anything to share and click like. Do that. And as you continue to do that, the gospel of the freedom of Biafran people and freedom of humanity will continue. Remember, in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We do not come to this platform to attack people, to attack individuals, to attack any group. We don't come here for propaganda or blackmail. We do not come to this platform for saga. This platform is strictly to promote humanity, to promote the cause of Biafra, to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, and to make sure we expose the lies against our cause of freedom. The lies against Biafrans, against our leaders, the lies they are telling against our soldiers, the lies they are telling against those who are genuinely fighting for Biafra. We are exposing the war, the secret war that Nigeria is fighting against the Biafran people. We expose it to this platform. That is all we do. That is the only purpose of our coming here. And in this platform, it is open for everybody. The only thing that qualifies you to join us is to be a human being with conscience. You must not be a Biafran to join us. You might have different ideology, you might have different opinion, you might be coming from other direction, from other ethnic group, or from other races, from other religions. We don't care. Whatever your orientation might be, we do not care. All we care about is humanity. And if you want to join us, feel free to send a request. We'll bring you in to make your contributions. If you have a superior argument, bring it on. We want to learn. Bring it on. If you have a superior argument, you have points to back it up, bring it on. Let us discuss. As we are discussing, people are learning. The world is watching. Every one of us, as I'm learning, you are also learning. At the end of the day, we will come out with a very beautiful and perfect way to forge ahead and have a society where people can live like human beings. That is all we're asking for. So in this platform, we have come once again to do what we know how to do best. And I appreciate everyone that have connected to this platform this morning. I can see my beloved brother, Coach is already there. And I see Billy in the world. Billy in the world, you're welcome. And other people who are watching on different platforms, whether I mention your name or I didn't mention your name, you are highly welcome on this very program today. This morning, we are going to speak on a topic which says Nigeria and Finland criminalizes self-determination, but Biafra resolve must stand firm. Nigeria and Finland criminalizes self-determination, but Biafra resolve must stand firm. That is the topic we are going to discuss today. When we talk about the issue of Nigeria and Finland, it is no longer a hidden issue. It is no longer a secret. This is something that is in the public that everybody knows. The maneuver and the plans that Finland and Nigeria are carrying out today, it is not done in the secret, it is done in the open, and every one of us know about it. And today, we want to dig deep and talk about it. How can people go to that extent to attack what is right. Wherever you are watching this program from, I want you to think within yourself. Remove your hatred. Every one of us knows what self-determination is. It is not a rocket science. It is not a secret. It is an information that is in the public. But yes, we have seen Nigeria in their actions criminalizing self-determination, and that is why they continue to detain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they take away every single right that he has as a human being. They take away all his rights, abuse all his rights, and the world is silent and watching. In the same vein, we saw Finland doing the same to our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi, took him in for no reason whatsoever. And they speedily went and rounded up their whatever they call their judgment or whatever, and they say they gave him a sentence, which we are on the way to appeal. The only thing I see in the action of Nigeria and action of Finland is the act of criminalizing self-determination. My wonderful people of Biafra and lovers of freedom across the world, as Nigeria continues its criminalization of self-determination, and Finland also continues in its criminalization of self-determination, one truth remains: consistency. Consistency is the greatest weapon of the oppressed. Wherever you are as a Biafran, you must remain consistent. The purpose of their criminalizing self-determination is make you to be afraid of your freedom. That is the main objective they have, to make you be scared of talking about your freedom. That is why Nigeria and Finland are criminalizing self-determination. Everyone knows that the indigenous people of Biafra are very peaceful people. From the onset, from day one, we have always remained peaceful. The only people that are violent, that have brought violence upon us, is Nigerian state. And each time they bring this violence, all we do is to push back. We have been on this pushback from the civil war that they brought upon us. We never took war to Nigeria. It was Nigeria that brought war to us. And we were fighting in self-defense. Our eternal leader said it, that the Biafran army during the civil war, they were fighting reluctantly. They were fighting reluctantly because they were not mean as if they want to fight a war. It was a pushback because they have been pushed to the wall and there was no place to run to anymore. That is why we say Biafra is a child of necessity. Today, we are speaking on why freedom must remain our top priority. Freedom must remain our top priority because there is nothing else that will change the situation we find ourselves except we are free. We have to speak on why self-determination is the key. Self-preservation is the key. Self-preservation. You must continue. There is no way you can run away from this fact. Every other region, every other country, every other state, every other ethnic group are doing it. Why not Biafrans? Why is it that when Biafrans go on the same path, they are being criminalized? No amount of intimidation will silence Biafran voice. No amount of intimidation will silence the voice of the Biafran. This is a message that everyone must take to heart. This is a message that must shake every heart. No amount of intimidation will silence the voice of the Biafran people. Until we are free, we will continue to demand for our rights. We will continue to demand for a safe place for us. We will continue to demand for a safe environment for our children and our generation unborn. And there is nothing anybody can do about it. The earlier you begin to accept the fact that Biafrans are going to be free, the better for you. How can anyone criminalize self-determination? Every one of us knows that self-determination is not a privilege. Self-determination is not a privilege. It is a fundamental human right enshrined in international law. Every people, every nation has the sacred right to decide its future, to govern itself, to live free from oppression. Biafra cannot be an exception. But why is Nigeria and Finland criminalizing self-determination? Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being held in captivity for more than 5 years and still counting. Every of his rights stripped from him, including abuse of the laws, going against international law by Nigerian government, and yet the whole world is silent. Instead of cautioning Nigeria, handing Nigeria sanctions, they are busy entering into bilateral deals with Nigeria. Why is it that injustice against Biafran people does not amount to injustice to the West and to the world? To those who come around and shout about injustice, shout about human rights, before the whole world, the right of the Biafrans is being abused on a very high scale. You don't need somebody to interpret it for you. You don't need somebody to show it to you before you see it. It is written everywhere. And yet, everyone is going about their business as if it's business as usual, because the Biafrans are involved. How long? How long are we going to be silent and pretend all is well? How long are we going to continue to tolerate the abuse, the insults, the dehumanization against the Biafran people? For how long are we going to take that? Self-determination is not a privilege. It is not a privilege. It is a fundamental human right enshrined in international law. Yet, Nigeria and Finland are criminalizing self-determination. Ask me why. Why are you holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention for more than 5 years after kidnapping him? On the case of Finland, what has Simon Ekpa done apart from fighting for self-determination of his own people? Go and check all his message. It's all about self-determination. But you cannot just fold hand and be fighting for self-determination and why somebody comes to kill you and you don't defend yourself. The message of Simon Ekpa is anchored on self-determination. The foundation of every single process he went through is anchored on self-determination. While he was preaching the gospel, awakening the world, he was at the same time telling his people to protect themselves, defend themselves. Because we have been pushed to the wall, we were also at the same time pushing back. Not in retaliation, but in self-defense. That is what we have been doing. Biafrans are not violent people. We have never, ever, we can't even pretend to be violent, because we love life. Biafrans love life. We know what life is all about. We are not violent people. But our enemies are taking the advantage of Biafrans not being violent, and they come after us at every single little opportunity they have. They unleash mayhem on us. And they want us to fold our hands until you begin to estimate and make a record of a genocide. You want the genocide to complete fully before you will now react. We will not wait for that moment. Biafrans, we will not wait for extermination before they react. That is why we are doing what we are doing today. That is why we will continue to do what we are doing until we are free. Criminalizing self-determination will not make us stop, because international law made it clear that it is not a privilege. It is a fundamental human right. For every people, every nation to have the sacred right to decide its fate, to govern itself, and to live free of oppression. It is not a privilege. But the same people that put this law in place, they are watching the intimidation. They are watching the attack against Biafra, more especially the incarceration of the leaders of self-determination group, incarcerated in countries where they claim to be upholding human rights. Norway is there holding Joe Ayoba, a man that is fighting for the security of his people, trying to save the life of his people. Norway is telling him. Mazi Nnamdi in Finland, a man who is standing in gap to bring to the light what the Nigerian government are hiding, including the war they are fighting against the Biafran people, exposing all the evil and atrocities against his own people that are very, very open, that Amnesty International even has the information, yet nothing has been done. Surprisingly, recently, United States of America also arrested a human rights activist, Ambazonia activist, was arrested in the United States. Tell me, where does your hope lie? Where does our hope lie? Those of us who are seeking for freedom, who are looking for a society, a sane society where we can exist like human beings, where we can take a decision. What is our fate? When all the people who are supposed to uphold the right of the people are the ones abusing the right of the people and taking it away from them. Where lies your fate? For over 5 decades, the people of Biafra have endured unimaginable suffering, massacre, genocide, forced assimilation, and systemic marginalization for over 5 decades. This has been the situation of the Biafran people. Nobody is paying attention. Nobody cares. The whole world is silent, as if nothing happened. Injustice against Biafrans does not amount to injustice. Human rights abuse of the Biafrans does not amount to human rights abuse. Nobody cares. Are we going to stop talking? We will continue to shout it, say about it, speak about it, because I still believe there are men of conscience on this planet Earth. That is the essence of coming online every day to speak. You never can tell who will come across our video. That is why it is important you share it and let it go viral. In 21st century, we still believe there are men of conscience who will not stand by or sit by and watch what is going on to go on. I'm saying for over 5 decades, the Biafran people have endured unimaginable suffering, namely massacre, genocide, forced assimilation, and systemic marginalization. The suffering in Biafra land, even as we speak, is unimaginable. It is not hidden. It is in the open. Yet, nobody is saying it happen. Every government of the world have their embassies on the ground in Nigeria, and they have first-hand information of everything I'm saying here. They have the first-hand information. But instead, they chose to align themselves with where their interest is protected, which I understand that's how the world operates. Based on their interest, they close their eyes to humanity and they focus on interest. The massacre of Biafran people is still ongoing, even as you are watching me speak. In Okigwe, as we speak, in Okigwe, innocent bloods are flowing on the ground every day in the hand of Nigerian government. The terrorist military they sent to Biafra land. First of all, they started with a campaign and lies, propaganda against the Liberation Army of Biafra. They started with that campaign to win the heart of the people against their own people that are fighting for their freedom. They pushed that campaign, begin to tell people how evil the Liberation Army are, how criminal-minded they are. Try to paint them in the same way they painted the Igbos evil, the same way they painted every Igbo evil. They narrowed it down to Biafra agitators. They narrowed it down to Biafran army. Go to Okigwe as we speak. Blood is flowing everywhere. Innocent people. We have seen some of the videos. I wish we can play some of the videos here. You see how the innocent citizens are being massacred in Okigwe. There was a two men that were zoomed with their bike. Just driving their bike. They were caught with their bike. And what did they do? They shot them. And who are those going to this operation? These are forces recruited by the enemies of Biafra. There are Hausas in them. There are Fulanis in them. Asare the Kobo boys. Enemies of Biafra. Arch enemies of them. More especially the Igbo Biafrans. They are arch enemies. Sponsored by the federal government of Nigeria. Security outfit, different kinds of security. Everybody now owns a security. Every Janjaweed owns a security outfit. Every supporter of Nigerian government have his or her own security outfit. Innocent blood are flowing in Biafra land. Our sister came and gave an information and said that second Biafran civil war is going on and the world is silent. And we will say it is a joke. The second Biafran civil war is ongoing. Our sister, who is on the ground, went made investigation and she came out and cried out that second Biafran civil war is going on. The same way it happened in 1967. In 1967, while war was going on in Biafra land, in Lagos State, people were enjoying in Lagos. People were enjoying in the north. They were going. People in the north, in Lagos, didn't even know that something was happening. The same thing is happening today. But the difference today is that we are in the media and we are shouting, but nobody seems to pay attention. Today, it is about interest. The battle in Africa today is about interest. Who gets what? Who controls where? That is why nobody is paying attention to the cry of the Biafran people, no matter how much we speak. But I still believe we will not stop talking because there are men of conscience out there. There are still people that have humanity in them. I strongly believe there are still people that have humanity in them. The massacre, the unimaginable massacre of Biafran people will not continue forever. The genocide that is going on, even that started all the way since 1945, still ongoing, become more pronounced during the Civil War. It's still ongoing as we speak. But nobody pays attention. Nobody cares. Even the ones they have seen, the ones they have verified, yet they pretend it's not happening. Nobody wants to take any action. Forced assimilation. They are forcing us to be part of the Zoological Republic forcefully. Using some of us that are Biafran. That is why they drag someone like P2B. P2B ranting from one place to the other, trying to war Biafrans into Nigeria, trying to use P2B to use us to confirm their idiotic and devilish one Nigeria. Forceful assimilation. Through their political means, they give some group of people money and they begin to spread around that money. And they will tell you, go and buy your people. Look at Ohanes Ndibo. Ohanes Ndibo, the socio-cultural group that is supposed to be defending the cause of the Igbo people. The worst socio-cultural group in the world. The worst I have ever seen. The worst I have ever seen. These are people who claim to be defending it, but they will never, ever, ever defend the cause of Igbos. They have never. These are the bunch of clowns. We saw a video, audio that leaked, that they were planning. Audio leaked during the time of the one that called himself Iwanyang. The one that died, they called Iwanyang. During his time, an audio leak, they were planning to go to the caliphate and beg the caliphate to forgive the Igbos. About what? They were planning to go and beg the caliphate to forgive who? What crime have we committed? What have we done wrong? What? What for Christ's sake have we done? Even before this time, before the Civil War, a British man asked Ahmadu Bello, why are you so obsessed about the Igbos? This is a British man, somebody who is not even a Biafran, was asking, why are you so obsessed about these people? What have they done to you? What? But you see people who are supposed to be representing and defending themselves, they gather themselves, they say they want to go and apologize to the North. They want to go and apologize to the North. That was supposed to be led by Iwanyang before the thing leaked. And the Biafrans will raise our voice and say that will never happen. We never offended anybody. The so-called Biafran war, they call about the Igbo coup, the so-called Igbo coup that prompted that madness from Ohanes and Igbo. You can see people who call themselves elders. They call themselves elders. See yet they cannot be able to find the truth, source for the truth, and make the truth come out. That same Igbo coup that they held hand, that was what their base, the base they had, they said they want to go and apologize. Finally came out not to be Igbo coup. Of course, for a long time we have known it's not an Igbo coup. But who is going to fight about it? We stay online, talk about it, and nobody believes. Until one of the criminals came out and confessed that it was never an Igbo coup. But before then, the people who you are called your representative, are already planning to go and apologize for doing nothing. This is how they sell it off. After they go to Abuja or go to Sokoto, then they will begin giving contracts. Some of them will be placed on salaries. And now when you talk about freedom, they tell you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you didn't see the Civil War. You didn't see the Civil War. You don't know what you're talking about. They use them to force us into Nigeria. Forceful assimilation continue to happen. Systemic marginalization, that one is the order of the day. The system, even to these idiots who are holding us down in the so-called one Nigeria, they are also being marginalized. They are also being held captive. They are also not being allowed to attend to the height they want to attend. But simply because they have decided to choose that stance of a house nigger in a place where they can be able to eat the crumb that fell from the master table. They are the one that have access to eat from the crumb that fell from the master's table. They are just okay with that. They feel that they have arrived. But the marginalization is very clear. When a child of Biafra is born from birth, from school, from his primary school days, you begin to see the marginalization. More especially when you find yourself in a state that is not your home state. From your primary school days, you begin to see the marginalization, the way you be treated, that you don't belong to Nigeria. Nigeria has criminalized the legitimate call for freedom. Finland joined Nigeria to criminalize the legitimate call for freedom. And the whole world is watching. A legitimate call for the freedom of the people who are suffering, who are being persecuted. Nigeria criminalized legitimate call for freedom. And Finland told the same line because of economic interest. Because of economic interest, they also joined them to criminalize. That is why they boldly say that Mazi Nnamdi is part of a terrorist organization. The only organization that Mazi Nnamdi can belong is self-determination groups in Biafra land. Self-determination group in Biafra land. And every one of us, Biafra, we are part of self-determination group in Biafra land. The indigenous people of Biafra, every single person in the old southeastern region, the present south-south, southeast, lower Kogi, lower Benue, we are all part of it. But Finland boldly came and said that Mazi Nnamdi belonged to a terrorist organization based on information given to them by Nigerian government. Remember, Nigeria has criminalized the legitimate call for freedom. Nigeria criminalized legitimate call for, and Finland, based on that criminalization of legitimate call for freedom, they tagged Mazi Nnamdi a terrorist. And they want us to keep silent. And the whole world is watching. The only government that is a terrorist government we can see in the world is Nigeria. They have been involved in different kinds of crime, including kidnapping. They have been involved in kidnapping. It didn't start yesterday. In fact, they were the ones that introduced kidnapping. The government itself introduced kidnapping in Nigeria. They started it with Umaru Diko. And even before, they have been, the issue of kidnapping has been going on. Nigeria has been kidnapping people. The government itself. We see them sponsor Boko Haram. Recently, we are seeing them holding meeting with a group of bandits, reaching to dialogue, trying to promote them, trying to put them on top. But in those who are legitimately calling for freedom, Nigeria has criminalized them. And Finland also joined Nigeria to criminalize legitimate freedom fighters. And they want us to keep silent and pretend all is well. All is not well. And we will not be silent. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I strongly believe that there are men of conscience in this world. There are still men of conscience in this world. And the time is going to come when they will no longer be silent. They will be forced to speak. That is the importance of us coming online every day. When you see a reasonable and responsible program, share it. I'm not going to go and share Shaga. When you share Saga, you share the attack against your brother. It is not going to bring anything. It's not going to change your situation. Sharing a program that is talking about your brother, your sister, how your brother is bad, how he is this and that, what he has done and what only narrating the story and the program of your brother, Saga will not help the cause of our freedom. Saga will not draw international attention. Saga is not going to change anything. You will only empower them to continue to march on you. March you until you can no longer breathe. When you see a program where our plight is projected, share it and make it go viral. It doesn't matter who is saying it. Even if you hate that person, as long as the message is meant to promote the cause of Biafra, as long as the message is meant to give Biafra voice, share it. But when the message is antagonizing a Biafran, whether you agree with that person or not, if you share it, you don't know yourself. You don't know what you're doing. If you share such program, you pay attention to that program, you are an idiot. You don't know what you're doing. You are the cause of your problem. Because what you are sharing cannot change anything. Share informations that the world, because no matter how you do it, no matter how you say, we cannot do this thing alone by ourselves. We cannot do it alone. We need to be creating this awareness, telling people our plight. It cannot be enough. You can't say it enough. You can't say it enough until we are free. There is no amount of message that is enough. Some people come and tell you, Mazi Nnamdi has said everything. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said everything. Let me tell you, repetition is for emphasis, and you must continue to repeat it until you get what you want. That is the only way. Do you know that up till now, there are so many people with all the messages of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Nnamdi. Some people today, they will still tell you, some government will remember, some strong popular men in the government, they will still tell you that they have not heard about the show Biafra. When you engage them one-on-one and tell them story about Biafra, they will be saying, you mean this is happening? There are still some people. Some are pretending not to hear because you have not officially brought it to their table. We must continue to shout because there are still men of conscience in this world. All hope is not lost. There are still men of conscience, even in that Finland. Even in Finland, there are men of conscience. In the UK, there are men of conscience. In the US, there are men of conscience. We must have to continue to shout on top of our voice until they can no longer be silent. It will get to that point. Do not get tired. But don't waste your time on issues that will not benefit you. Don't waste your time fighting yourself. Nigeria has criminalized legitimate call for freedom. That is what they have done. And Finland told the same line to join them, criminalizing their citizens, innocent citizens that have served them for so many years. All of a sudden, they wake up and say that a citizen that have served them in their country for years is a terrorist. That is part of a terrorist organization. The only organization that Mazi Nnamdi is part of is self-determination groups of Biafra, which every single one of us is involved in. So when Finland say that Mazi Nnamdi is a terrorist, every single one of us, when they see us in Finland, when the Finland government look at us, they see us as terrorists. That is what it means. If you don't know it now. You think it's about Mazi Nnamdi. You think that judgment is about myself. It is not about myself. It is about you. It is about me. The only organization that every single one of us belong to is IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. Whether the organization or not, that name, as long as you are from that area, from that zone, from the old southeastern region, the present south is lower Kogi, lower Benue, as long as you're from that side, you are an IPOB member. And Finland have tagged you a terrorist. If you're not worried, you better be worried now. If you think it's about Mazi Nnamdi, you better begin to have a rethink. Begin to reshape that your stupid mind. Walk away from propaganda and blackmail. Walk away from saga. Walk away from attacking your brothers and your sisters and focus on things that matters. Yesterday, I saw some groups that went to the US Congress or whatever, US Congress, and they were making some speech in the US Congress. That is fine. Get yourself busy. I don't care what it is. Get yourself busy. I wish they keep themselves busy. Going to such kind of a program every day. Go. I don't care how you do it, how you want to do it. It is creating awareness. I saw some group went to Congress yesterday. And they were there making points for Biafra, making requests for Biafra, making demands for Biafra. That is what every group is supposed to be doing. I don't care who you follow, but make sure you are busy chasing that dream that every one of us is pursuing. Chase it. Start one, you know that, oh, this one is one that's going to work. Go and do it. Forget about saga. Forget attacking your brother or your sister. Get busy in that your own section and do it. Do that one you feel it's going to work. Nobody is the master of wisdom or knowledge. You don't know where it's going to come from. By the time this one do this one do that, at the end of the day, we will reach to a compromise. A time will come when we'll come back on this, sit at the timetable. We bring all those forces together and we'll do what we have to do. But you will see some people, they will never see anything good in anything any other person does. They will never see anything, except it is them that did it. They will never see anything good in anything anybody does. Except everybody fall under their command and control. They will never see anything anybody does. Except the one. When they do it, it is right. When another person do it, it's an evil thing. They castigate it. They destroy it. They make it irrelevant. Even though they know that thing will still favor them. Somehow, it will favor you. It's your own favor. Who among us want to be talking about freedom for the rest of our life? How many years do all of us have anymore? For how long will we continue to shout and shout and shout and shout? And when we go, our children will come and begin to shout again. Is that what you want? Nigerian government and Finland branding agitators as criminals, terrorists, while they re-criminals in power. Loot, kill, destroy. Yet, despite all attempt to silence us, the Biafran spirit has not died and will never die. Why Finland and Nigeria are busy branding agitators criminals, calling us terrorists. They allow the real criminals to be running rampage. They allow the real criminals to hold the position of power. They allow the real criminals to continue to commit murder. I saw one of the a video that was made. Somebody who is contesting for Anambra president, Anambra state governor, is owing money, owing debt. The people that is owing came to confront him in a hotel in Abuja. He refused to attend to them. He refused to listen to them even. Instead, he gave command to his police guard to dispatch the people. This is somebody aspiring to be a governor. You can imagine that idiot. There was a time I saw a video, a full-grown man stripped himself naked because of that man, because the man was owing him. Owed the man and said he would not pay, and also threatened to take the life of the man. And the man went to his house, went to his office, and stripped himself naked to tell the world what is happening. This is a man who wants to be in power, and before you know it, he will become a president. Before you know it, he'll become a governor. Somebody fighting to be the governor of Anambra State. A debtor, a criminal. Somebody who sanfons money. But even with that, he still have the confidence to come into politics. Of course, that is one of the qualities you need to have for become a Nigerian politician. For you to be a Nigerian politician, you must be brutal. You must have a criminal mind. You must be fraudulent. You must be a serious debtor. Those are the qualities to be a successful politician in Nigeria. That is why you see such a man contesting for governorship in Anambra State. These are the kind of people that Nigerian government will allow to rule you. Look at their president, a drug baron, with a clear record of involvement in drug. A man that had a forged certificate. Everything about himself is forged, including his age. Nobody knows his age. But that same man rose. He rose and became the president. The same man rose to the height of a president. Today, when you see somebody, a debtor, who has been disgraced in several occasions, contesting for governor, even the people were even telling them, before he go and spend his money in governorship, he should pay them their money. He is owing people billions. Fellow businessmen, he's owing them billions. People they did business together. They tell him to give us our money before you use it for your politics. And instead of him responding or paying, he sent his security after those men. And before you know it, the next thing that will happen is execution. He begins to execute them. And if that kind of a man succeeds in becoming the governor of Anambra State, you know what to expect. You see what Soludo is doing. Soludo told you that he's going to turn Anambra State to Japan. Today, he's turning Anambra State to Japan. Anambra State today has become a killing field. Just of recent, a policeman was arrested in Anambra State, the person that is in charge of the kidnapping. Now you see why Soludo will come and tell you that the kidnappers are evils. Meanwhile, he is the one training the kidnappers. One of the top police officials in Anambra State indicted in kidnapping, providing ammunitions. These are the people they used to destabilize Biafra land, cause insecurity, and they will turn around and tell you that, oh, it is Biafra agitators. That policeman, does he have anything to do with Biafra agitators? Does he have anything to do with Biafra? Nothing. A sponsor of kidnappers providing logistics and weapons in Anambra State. And Soludo is there forming different kind of armed group. Look at the people who are in charge of the group of Soludo is forming. The Akodo group, you know who is in charge? A criminal. Udogachi, who are the commanders? Criminals. And he collided with the pig in the creek to give him other criminals, and they join. The only thing they do is to begin to ransack houses, burn houses, take innocent life, terrorize people, frighten them, threaten them, make them scared. These things are happening on a daily basis. And yet, Finland has first-hand information of all this information because they are not hiding. These things we are saying are not in the secret. It's just a question of focusing on information about Nigeria, and you will see them. You don't need somebody to interpret for you. You don't need an interpreter. Most of the videos that are coming out from Nigeria are made in English, so it is very easy for Finland to see them and process them. But yet, they choose to collide with a government that criminalizes self-determination. They choose to collude with a government that criminalizes legitimate call for freedom. And they want us to fold our hands and continue to clap. Finland will reap what they have sowed. They will reap what they have sowed. We have endured for a very long time. Despite all attempts to silence us, the Biafran spirit will never, ever die. Biafran spirit will never die. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter your pressure. It doesn't matter your attack. The Biafran spirit will never die. It will never die. This survival this endurance is a proof of one thing. Consistency is our greatest weapon. Wherever you are as a Biafran, have it at the back of your mind. Consistency is our greatest weapon. You must be consistent. Everything they are doing today, Finland and Nigeria, is to make you afraid of your freedom. Is to make you reject your freedom. Is to make you throw away your rights. But I bet you, consistency is our greatest weapon, and we must remain consistent. Empires are not defeated in one day. Empires are not defeated in one day. Oppressors never give up power willingly. Biafrans, take note. Empires are not defeated in one day. Oppressors never give up power willingly. Only through persistence, focus, and unity can the chain of slavery be broken. Only through persistence, focus, and unity can the chains of slavery be broken. We must remain persistent. We must remain focused. We must remain united. With that, the chain of slavery can be broken. History teaches us that those who remain consistent in their demand for justice, no matter the intimidation, are the ones who eventually win. History have shown it. So when we talk about consistency being the key, it is not a joke. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made that statement, he didn't say it's just to make you happy. He didn't say it to gain praises. He didn't make that statement to sound eloquent. No. History teaches us that those who remain consistent in their demand for justice, no matter the intimidation, are the ones who eventually wins. That is why we must remain consistent. Forget about the propagandas, the lies. We know they will never stop. It's not an easy cause, but you should remain consistent. I thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama that many Biafrans are coming online these days. Even though it is very sad that some of them come, they focus on their own brothers. They focus on saga. They focus on blackmailing their own brothers. But many of us have come online also to take up that challenge because the media has been bought over and turned against us. More especially the Yoruba media, sorry to say. Some of our Yoruba brothers have volunteered themselves to continue to preach evil against us with their platforms. They lie so much against us. And we have been silent watching them for a long time. Watching and watching. But not anymore. I am happy that today the Biafran people are responding in a very strong way. You know, we Biafrans, we don't act easily until you push us to the wall. When you push us to the wall, when we bounce back, only Chukwu Okike will save you. And today, in media, Biafrans are bouncing back. You go to TikTok, you see Biafrans defending Biafra. You see Igbos defending whom they are. All those lies they paint everywhere. Using the government apparatus to paint the Igbo people lie, paint them evil. We see it everywhere online. When something happens, they say it's a Biafran person. When something happens, once it has to do with someone that is of Igbo ethnic group, they will announce it, call the name and call the region. When somebody makes a mistake, they will announce the person, call his name and call the region. But when other ethnic group commit a crime, they will never say it. They will play it down. These same people that hype things that happen about us, their own traditional ruler committed fraud. You can imagine when a traditional ruler is involved in fraud. You can imagine when a traditional ruler is involved in fraud. What else can be worse than that? Have you heard of such in Biafra land? Have you heard of such among the Igbos? A traditional ruler jailed abroad because of fraud. A traditional of Yoruba extraction. A Yoruba traditional ruler jailed for fraud. Did you see it make headline? Did you see anybody talk about it? But just imagine if that traditional ruler was to be an Igbo person. You know the internet will catch fire. The internet will not stop talking about it. It will never leave the internet. All the media houses in Nigeria will use it as a topic. Even our fellow Biafrans will use it as a topic. Every time they continue to hype this thing, but not anymore. Today, Biafrans have risen up to defend whom they are, to tell their story by themselves. We have handed over our story to them for a long time. They continue to tell our stories, tell lies against us. They continue to lie against us at every given opportunity. They have lied and lied and lied and lied. And we cannot bear it anymore. And now we are responding. Wherever you are as a Biafran, you must know that to bow now, to surrender the weight of oppression, to surrender under the weight of oppression would not just be a betrayal of today's struggle. It will be a betrayal of our past and our future. There is no excuse you have to give to walk away or to say, I know they do again. It's not possible. There is nowhere to run to. There is nowhere to run to. There is no that. I have said it many times that there's no other option. The only option that is on the table for us is freedom. Nothing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called it devil's alternative. What they gave to us. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu describe it as a devil alternative. If you talk, you die. If you don't talk, you die. So you better talk and die and know that at least you talked. If you fight for your freedom, you will die. You don't fight for your freedom, you are gone. Is it not better you fight for your freedom and make a name, succeed and leave a legacy for your children? My fellow Biafrans across the world, to bow now, to surrender under the weight of oppression would not just be a betrayal of today's struggle. It will be a betrayal of our past and our future. Would you want to betray your past? Would you want to betray your future? It's the question that you need to ask yourself. When you are alone, silently ask yourself these questions and answer it. Ask yourself these questions and answer it. It will mean the blood of our martyrs was spilled in vain. If we chicken out and say we know they do again, we chicken out and say, okay, let us join the election. We chicken out and say, okay, let us be part of the fake one Nigeria. It will mean the blood of our martyrs was spilled in vain. It will mean Ikonso died in vain. It will mean our heroes who fought for us in the Civil War died in vain. It will mean that 1 million children, more than 1 million children, millions of children that died in the Civil War, they died in vain. That is what it means. It means that the suffering of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for more than 5 years in the DSS is in vain. It means that the sacrifice of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa in Finland, giving up everything he has worked for in his life, giving up all his dignity, all his personality, he threw it away. It means he has done that in vain. We will not bow, and we will never surrender. Never, ever, not in our lifetime. And the generation yet unborn will inherit slavery instead of freedom if we bow. Do you want your generation yet unborn to inherit slavery instead of freedom? That is the question. Do you want your generation unborn to inherit slavery instead of freedom? Is that what you want? Make the choice for yourself. If that is what you want, go to sleep, relax, don't do anything. But I tell you, Biafra must never bow. That I know very well. I know where we are coming from, I know who we are. Our forefathers who were taken into slavery, who were who were taken cunningly into the United States, deceived into the United States into slavery. When they got there and they saw that it was slavery, they said instead of becoming a slave, they are rather dead and become free and be a slave and stay alive. That is whom the Biafra people are. The Igbo Biafrans more especially. They are rather dead and remain free than to be alive and be a slave. And they walked into the river and drowned themselves. It is not a fairy tale. It is a fact. And up to this moment, we don't bow. Biafrans must never, ever bow. We must remain steadfast. For freedom is not negotiable. Our freedom is not negotiable. Nations are not built on fear. Stop being afraid. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been held in captivity for a while. Don't be afraid. That Ikonso was murdered. Don't be afraid. That today they are blackmailing Gento, trying to take away all the Biafran Liberation Army. Don't be afraid. That today, when you speak about Biafra, they tag you a terrorist. Don't be afraid. That Mazi Simon Epa today, with all his clean record in Finland, they tagged him as a terrorist. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. We must remain steadfast. For freedom is not negotiable. Nations are not built on fear. You can't build nations on fear. They are built on courage, sacrifice, and resilience. You must prepare yourself. Nations are built on courage, sacrifice, huge sacrifice, sometimes sacrifice of your life. The sacrifice doesn't have limits. The sacrifice, it doesn't have limits. Even at the expense of your life. That is how nations are built. On courage, sacrifice, and resilience. You better get it right. You better get it right. If you think it's a joke, it's not a joke. I'm not coming here to tell you things that will make you happy and be jumping from pillar to pole. No. Neither am I coming here to put fear in you. I am telling you the reality of the day. Let's be real. Let's be real. The task ahead of us is not an easy one. People are going to die. People are going to survive. You must pick up courage. Prepare yourself for the sacrifice and be resilient. Wherever you find yourself, get prepared. Anything can happen. When the call comes, you answer. The next people who will come behind you will continue. That is it. Consistency in the face of persecution sends a clear message to Nigeria and the world, and also to Finland. As long as we remain consistent doing what we are doing, continue to shout and speak on top of our voices, tell the world the truth, continue to speak this truth, about the atrocities of Nigerian government against the Biafrans. It will send a clear message to Nigeria and Finland and the world. They will understand that we cannot be broken. We cannot be silenced. And we will never surrender. That is the impression we always have to create among ourselves. Not losing focus and talk about your brother and your sister. Not distraction, you distract yourself. Focus on the thing that matters. Remain consistent in the request for your freedom. Send a clear message to Nigeria, to Finland, and to the world. We cannot be broken. We cannot be silenced. And will never, ever, ever surrender. How do you send such message? It's by remaining focused, consistent. It doesn't matter who is beside you. A soldier will not run away from the war front because his neighbor fell down. No. He will not run away. He will continue to fight on until freedom is declared. And that is the spirit we have to imbibe. The spirit of a soldier. We need to fight until the last man standing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it clear that even if it's only one person that remains, that person will build a sane society where people will be regarded as Biafrans, where they will be proud to be whom they are supposed to be. the longer Nigeria criminalizes self-determination, the more it exposes itself as a failed state afraid of truth. And that is clear. The longer Nigeria and Finland criminalizes self-determination, the more it exposes itself as a failed state afraid of truth. I am mentioning Finland because they have become part of this criminalizing of self-determination. For them to accept an information from a country that is regarded as a terrorist country, I didn't say it. A court in Canada declared Nigeria a terrorist country. A court in Canada declared Nigeria a terrorist country. I didn't do it. I didn't say it. And you will say how? When a court come out and say that the ruling parties of a country, all the ruling parties of a country are terrorist organization, what do you think that country is? Okay, you want him to call the country a terrorist organization before you understand that country is a terrorist organization. A terrorist organization can only manage a terrorist country. A terrorist organization cannot manage a same country. So when a court, a high court in Canada come out and tell you that all the political group, leading political groups in Nigeria are terrorist organizations, it is a clear statement that Nigeria is a terrorist country. And nothing. No sensible country will be taking information from them. No sensible country will be believing in what they say. But Finland have decided to pitch their tent to Nigeria. And the longer Nigeria and Finland continue to criminalize self-determination, the more it exposes itself to a failed state afraid of the truth. And that is what Finland is driving at, a failed state. Just like Nigeria is already a failed state. Because in the case of Nigeria, all the indices are present. You can see it. You don't need to go far to see them. You see all the indices. It's very present and clear. The destiny of Biafra is freedom. Our duty is to remain consistent until the day that destiny is fulfilled. That is your duty. That is my duty. We must remain consistent until the day destiny is fulfilled. So you have to know that this is not something we will do today, we'll say we'll not do again. No, nothing like I know they do again. Until destiny is fulfilled, remain consistent. The only thing you ask for is your freedom. That is what we're asking for. I'm not asking you for any other thing. I'm not begging for any requests. All we ask for is our freedom. And we are asking for our freedom not out of wickedness, not out of selfish interest, not out of anything. We are asking for our freedom because we want to save life. To save life. When we ask for breakup of Nigeria, it's for every region to stand on their own, have a peaceful environment where they can grow. And I have said it several times that we don't have a problem with whatever thing you want to practice in your region. I don't have a problem with a caliphate. The Biafrans do not have a problem with you creating a caliphate. It is beautiful. Many caliphates that are existing today, they are doing well among themselves because they agree that this is the system they want to practice. Foreigners go there, they marry there, they live there, they do business in there, in a caliphate, and they succeed. The same way in a monarchical system, you see people go there, they succeed, they marry there, they interact with people, they do businesses. But what we are saying, let the people agree with that very level of understanding. Let the country be created among people that have the same value system. The same value system. Like in the core north, we know that their value system is that of a caliphate. That is their value system. That is their system. They believe in that. They're already practicing Sharia law in the core northern state of Nigeria. Why are you not giving them their own country? Give them their own country to practice this the way, without any interruption, without any disruption. When you come from other country to disrupt them, then you face the consequence. Why are you not allowing the Oduduwa people to practice the monarchical system in their area without any interruption? So when you walk from your own side and come in there, you are looking for trouble. Why are you not allowing the Biafra to practice what they want to practice on their own? We can still do business together, even while we are separated on our own. We can do business together. That a man married today, built his own house, left his father's house, does not mean that he's not part of the family. He's still part of the family. That is the self-determination we are talking about. It starts from your own home, your own home. That is why when your son grows to a man, he will have his own family. He will move away from your house and be where he has to be with his own family. Your daughters will marry, create their own family. That does not separate them from the family. That does not make them not a part of the family. They will still celebrate. They will still come to the family whenever they want to come. That is what we are asking for. Is it too much? Is it too much to ask? Instead, you expose people to danger. You make people to believe that they are living in a secular country. You make people believe they are living in a secular country and you set them up for death. Many people have lost their life in the northern part of Nigeria because they felt they were in a secular country and they can do anything they like. They go to a Sharia zone and they misbehave and they are dead. So many of them are not reported. So many deaths of innocent Christians in the north are not reported. They are not reported. And you don't blame it. These are the people that the government made them to believe that they are living in a secular country. And now, being in your own country, in a secular country, you travel to anywhere you want to travel freely. You can drink, you can do anything you want to do any business you want to do, not knowing that you are not in a secular place. And before you know it, you'll be trapped. Sharia law will hold you, and before you know it, you are gone. The same thing today in the Southwest. You see the problem in the Southwest. Even though the Yorubas will come and preach one Nigeria, today, they will tell you that an Igbo man don't have any right to acquire land in their place. Not steal land, to buy land that they themselves will sell. A Yoruba man will tell you that an Igbo man has no right to have property in their own land. Property, the Igbo man did not steal it. Property, the Igbo man did not force you to give him. Some of them will take the property, come and beg you in your house. Even their own fellow Yoruba man will want to buy the property. They say no. They want to sell it to an Igbo man because Igbo man can pay better. They will sell the property. A Yoruba man will be willing to pay 5 million for a property. They will not sell. They will come to a Igbo man to sell it at 10 million. An Igbo man, seeing the value of the property because he needs it, he will buy. Many of them today, these same Yorubas, when they want to sell your property, they will not sell to their fellow Yoruba person. Are there Yorubas who are willing to buy? There are. But they will not sell to him. They want to sell at a very high price. And who are those who are going to offer that high price? The Igbos are willing to offer because they know the value of what they want. They can be able to use it and get what they want. But today, a Yoruba man, even though they tell you that we are in one Nigeria, yet they are telling you that an Igbo man has no right to have property in their place. This same Igbo man have properties in the US. An Igbo man has property in the UK. An Igbo man has property even in Dubai. An Igbo man has property in Saudi Arabia. In other countries of the world, Igbo people have their businesses and their properties there. But in Nigeria, where supposedly they force you, they drag us into it by force. They will tell you you have no right to have a property. The property you did not steal. Some of the property, you are not the one that asked them to sell to you. They will come and meet you. We don't go searching for property. They will come and meet you. They bring their trick. They will go to a place, develop it, it becomes a market. The next thing, they will say you should transfer from here and go to the other side. This place we want to use it. The Igbos will quietly transfer to that place, develop it again. The next time, they will drive them away and say, and all the places they have developed, swamp, that is where they give them, and they pour money and turn that swamp into a city, a mega city. The Igbos turn swamp into a mega city, turn a forest into a mega city. And today, Yorubas say they don't have any right to own property in the Southwest. Why is it so? Even though you are claiming you are in one country. In order to stop that, let every region be on their own. If I decide to go into the Oduduwa land and get a citizenship, I will read through their laws. When I read through their laws, I will know what rights I have in Oduduwa land. The laws will state it very clear. Because as it stands today, Nigeria doesn't have any stable law. The North is practicing a different thing. The Southwest is doing a different thing. And the Southeast is just watching. But when you divide these countries along their tribal lines, if I want to go to the North, I will read their laws and their constitution. If I want to acquire a property, I will read and know what their laws say about acquiring property, the stages I have to pass. And I will follow it. If their laws say that they can never sell property to me, I follow it. There are some countries in this planet Earth today that when you go to some countries, you cannot own a property. The only way to own a property, except you marry a citizen of that country, then you register the property in the name of that citizen. Only then and then you can have property. And that is their law. Acceptable. If you like, you come. If you don't like, it's up to you. And you still see people come into that land, they invest, marry a citizen, invest in the name of the woman or in the name of a person, not necessarily a woman, It must be a citizen. You use a citizen and open the business. The citizen will take his interest, you take yours. And that is it. So when you divide along tribal lines, then we have a constitution that whoever is traveling to wherever, you will study it. I am telling you that as we speak, there are Igbo men doing business in Saudi Arabia. There are Igbo men doing business in Iraq. There are Igbo men doing business in Iran. And they are doing very well. They are not at loggerhead with anybody. They are not fighting anybody. So tomorrow, if we create a caliphate in the north, and they have a very good structure with their own law, the only thing I need to do is to read the laws of the land. I would read the law. What does the law say about the northern part of Nigeria? How can someone do a business in the northern part of Nigeria? If the law says that you must become a Muslim for you to be a businessman or own a land, if I am so desperate to do it, there's no other choice. I can become a Muslim if I choose to. If in Yoruba land they say you cannot own a property at all, it is on lease, they will only give you on lease. I will now know that in this place I cannot own a property. So when I'm building, I know the kind of thing I'm building. When I'm constructing, I know when I'm investing, I know what kind of thing I'm investing. But not you throw an open blanket, circular country. Oh, one Nigeria. You, the same person that is preaching that one Nigeria, tomorrow you see him destroying the property of his same group of one Nigeria people. You see all of them crying online every day. Lagos State destroying property. And the same idiots that are crying, they are the ones preaching one Nigeria. There was one woman, the one I played her video from the US, that went and convinced people to come and invest in Nigeria. After all investment, everything gone to drain, destroyed. An Igbo person. And Dave Omahi, a fellow Igbo man, was accusing her of land grabbing. A woman that bought a property, you are now accusing her of, how is it land grabbing? The land, she bought it. She had the documents. Papers were given to her. C of O was given to her. But now, you are calling her a land grabber because of Nigeria. Some of you don't know the danger we are facing as Igbos in that country called Nigeria. That is why we have to be speaking about this. Finland knows this fact, and yet they are criminalizing self-determination. People who want to end this perpetual killing, this perpetual intimidation. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to end. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to end. Instead of you, those of you who say you're supporting human rights, to support them and make sure that this their message goes, you are fighting against them. And you want me to come and clap for you. You want me to come and clap for you. You want me to come and clap for you? We will never stop. It does not matter the atrocities they commit against us. It doesn't matter how they marginalize us. It doesn't matter how they attack us. We will never ever stop. We will not bow to any oppression. We will not trade freedom for fear. And we will not rest until Biafra stands as a free and sovereign nation. No retreat, no surrender. It is Biafra or nothing. It is Biafra or nothing. If any one of you think that maybe somehow they are going to change their mind, you better think again. Even when we are gone, our children will stand up and fight. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it in one of his programs. He said that we are going to prepare our children to war for 1,000 years with our enemies. You see Janjaweed carrying out the mission of Ottoman Danfodio and pursuing. The same thing is what we are ready to do. We are ready to pursue the cause of our freedom until eternity. We are not stopping. We must remain consistent. And every one of us as Biafrans, you must be ready. You must be ready. Prepare yourself. This is not a child's play. They are not going to stop. They are not going to stop doing what they are doing. In fact, their criminality will increase. The attack will increase. But I bet you, my fellow Biafrans and brothers and sisters, do not retreat and do not surrender. Never give up. Is it going to be easy? It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. But I bet you, do not give up. Are we going to overcome? Definitely, we shall overcome. It doesn't matter how long it takes. We will definitely overcome. We are definitely going to win in this battle. I want you all to remember that consistency in the Biafran struggle is the key. Consistency is the key. Freedom and self-preservation must remain our highest priority. Freedom and self-preservation must remain our highest priority. Every Biafran men and women, old and young, wherever you are, freedom and self-preservation must remain your highest priority. Not blackmail, not propaganda, not saga, not division. Your utmost priority must be freedom. Sacrifice everything, including that is the respect you are talking about. You want to be respected. Do you think that if Mazi Simon Ekpa is looking for respect, he will come and join you? Mazi Simon Ekpa, with all the level he has attained, he dropped it and he came. You see people, riffraff who cannot afford 3 square meals, insulting Mazi Simon Ekpa online. He threw away all that respect. And he come and explain and begin to respond. Look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. With all the heights he has attained to, he threw everything on the ground. You see people today, idiots who doesn't know their left and right, insulting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu online, calling him names. If you are seeking for respect, you will not come for this house. Don't come here. If you're one of those who is demanding respect, if you're one of those that is demanding, don't come for Biafra struggle. It is not compulsory that everybody must join the Biafra struggle. Not compulsory. There is no law that says everybody must join Biafra struggle. There's no law like that. There is no law that says everybody must join Biafra struggle. So if you're one of those who is demanding for respect, don't come, because nobody give a damn about you. And when they don't give a damn about you, you will run and begin to do otherwise. We must make freedom and self-preservation to remain our highest priority. Nigeria continue to criminalize the legitimate right to self-determination. Finland has joined them. And many other countries of the world are going to join them. Oh, don't think, even US have joined. For US to arrest an activist in their land, you think you can trust them? It is about interest. Every one of them is, once their interest is not covered, they don't care about you. All these human rights laws are meant for their interest. It's not meant for you. It's not meant for you. Because if that's human rights, if they are serious about it, there is no way Nigeria will not be sanctioned by now for holding a man for 5 good years. There is no way Nigeria cannot be sanctioned. Even when the arbitrary committee of the United Nations have said, let this man go, gave them 6 months ultimatum, let him go and pay him compensation. The arbitrary committee of the United Nations gave that order. Nigeria violated it, yet no sanction. And you tell me they are serious? They are not serious. They don't care. When it comes to Africa, they don't care. Just like when they thought they're ICC. ICC is only active when it comes to poor countries, like African countries and some other countries. The ICC is just about African countries. But when it has to do with them, it doesn't work anymore. As long as the criminal is protecting their interests, they will protect that very person. If not, why must somebody like Paul Biya continue to be the president of Cameroon? A man that is almost dead. Not even almost, a man that is dead, a dead man, whose brain is dead, still running a country for years. And France is the front line, supporting him and backing him up. With all the Western countries, they're backing him up. If they care about humanity, how can they ever stand and watch such a person rule or support such idiocy? But look at them. Instead of calling their attention, they are busy arresting activists. Arresting activists in Amazonia that wants to break free from the cage, from the slavery of the slave master. And when you see that their footprint, you begin to know the people who are the real enemies. The West will always support the criminals that support their interests, not the legitimate leader that will seek the interests of their people. Any criminal leader that supports the interests of the West, they will support that person. It doesn't matter who the person is. That is why after condemning the election of Tinubu as a fraudulent election, they are all working with him today. They are all signing deal with him. He is visiting all of them. Even when they condemned the election, that it was rigged the election. They condemned the election, it was not fair, but still yet, every one of them. And he's coming back again. 2027, he's going to return his power. By fire, by force, he's going to be there. As long as he plays ball with the West, there's nothing he can do. They will never stop. And we will never allow them. They can continue to criminalize us for all I care. That will not deter us. We will remain consistent in the pursuit of our freedom until eternity. From the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the daily intimidation of freedom fighters, Nigeria's strategy is clear: to break the will of the Biafran through fear. That is the strategy. The strategy of Nigeria is to break the will of Biafran through fear. They create fear, so much fear. They create so much fear on us. They make you afraid of calling yourself a Biafran. They make you ashamed of associating yourself with Biafra. Through propaganda, they push so much propaganda. They push so much propaganda. They call you what you are not. They give you different kinds of names. They say you are violent. They make people believe that Biafran people are violent people. That these people who are talking about that we are not. We are the most peaceful people you can think about on the planet. Very, very peaceful. We don't fight back. We just push back. Only when you push us to the wall. Since 1945, they have been murdering Biafran people. Since 1945. Biafrans are the only people who never go for retaliation. We never go to retaliate. We are the only people who don't go for retaliation. Every time, once it happens, we will cry about it and we're done. We will talk about it and we are done. But in their own case, they, up to tomorrow, they are still retaliating on something that doesn't have anything to do with us. So the Igbo coup, so-called Igbo coup, that is not Igbo coup. That is their basis of their hatred up to today. Still ongoing. Up to the extent that the governor will come and tell you that the Fulanis don't forget and they don't forgive. A governor saying that the Fulani people don't forgive. Giving it as a reason why they are still committing crimes in Nigeria, murdering people in Nigeria, taking innocent life in Nigeria, that they don't forgive. The only peaceful people are the Biafrans. But they use their propaganda machine to paint us differently. They say, oh, Biafran land, there is so much trouble there, so much chaos. They are too stubborn. They are this and that. They are too violent. Lie from the pit of hell. Lie from the pit of hell. We are the most peaceful people. Other regions, if they have the resources that we have, they will bring hell on Nigeria. If other regions have the resources we have, they will bring hell on Nigeria. But in the case of Biafra, very peaceful people. The only thing they are doing today is to try to force that violence into some of us. Nigeria today is trying to recreate violence into some of us. That is what Nigeria is doing. And that is why Nigeria must end before it is too late. Before they destroy our people. They are today trying to create violence inside us. This their propaganda will not stand. The oppression is so much. The oppression is unimaginable, and we cannot allow it to continue. Every one of us must remember, our strength lies in our consistency. I say it again. Our strength lies in our consistency, our unity, and our unwavering demand for freedom. That is where our strength lies. Our strength does not lie in disunity. Our strength does not lie in propaganda and blackmail. Our strength does not lie in fighting our brothers and sisters. Our strength lies in consistency in the pursuit of our freedom, in our unity, and in our unwavering demand for freedom. That is where our strength lies. And don't allow anybody to deceive you. Until we begin to do things right, it will get worse. Worse than you can ever imagine. Wherever you have watched this program this morning, I want you to sit back on your own self, on your own time, and think about every single thing you have had. Think about everything you have had in this program this morning. And begin to search yourself and ask yourself, where have you gotten it wrong? If you know any area where you got it wrong, begin to make corrections. Every one of us have fallen short in one way or the other. Every one of us have made mistake in one way or the other. Nobody is perfect, and none of us is innocent. Biafra is our last hope. Some of the things that are happening today are happening because we are still in the zoological republic called Nigeria. By the time we leave Nigeria, it can never be the same ball game. It will be a different ball game. And I say it, that no country will break out of Nigeria and be worse than Nigeria. Never. It cannot happen. No country will break out of Nigeria and become worse than Nigeria, including the northern part of Nigeria, including the north, the Arewa. Including the Arewa. They will never be worse than Nigeria when we break up. The breakup we are calling for is for peace. It's for peace to reign, to save life. One of the things that the Nigerian government is doing is that when we talk about breakup, they paint it as if it is a violent move. At least it's a request that cannot be made. This is something that has been done in so many countries and it works. It brought peace. We are only calling for a breakup in search of peace. That is why we are calling for a breakup. In the quest for peace, it is not a breakup out of envy, out of jealousy, out of wickedness. No. It is for peace to reign, for everyone to be able to grow in their own space, at their own speed, pursue their career to any level that they want to pursue it. We can be able to engage in a healthy competition. And by the way, this is something we have seen that have been done in so many countries and it works. Why is our own a different case? Why is it that when we call for a breakup, they call us terrorists? Why is it that when we call for a breakup, they term us violent? Why? They have used their media to blackmail the most peaceful tribe in Nigeria. They give us different kinds of names. Using their media that are being powered by our Yoruba brothers and sisters, our Yoruba neighbors. Some of them are in the front line of painting the Igbos bad, even when they know that their own people are worst. Their own people are worst. But when something happens with the Igbos, they will go to their media, they will narrate it, they will paint it and preach it and raise it, use it as a topic for months. But when it happens in their region, they hardly talk about it. They hardly talk about it. And today, it is even worse because today you have a president who is in the front line of tribal division. A president whose only mission is to create that tribal division. A president that is playing tribal politics. That is why it's not gonna get better. We are talking of Buhari, and today you have another person from the southwest. Nigeria is not one, will never be one. It is not something to pretend about. It's not something to pretend about. When we say Nigeria is not one, it's not a bad word. It is a truth. It's a fact. When we say Nigeria cannot work, it is not a hate speech. It is not. It is a fact. Because when you say things that are happening, you will understand that they are not one. First of all, agree the fact that they are not one, and then you can be able to find a common ground, how you can live together and manage each other. But the more you continue to deny the oneness that they are one, you are now creating a danger. You are just putting explosive that will explode at any time. That is why we are saying that let the world join us at their voice and first of all recognize that this contraption called Nigeria is not one. There are nations that are forced to be together. Recognize that. Once you recognize that, then you will understand the problem we're facing and how to solve it. You can imagine a president that is a tribal bigot, employing tribal bigots everywhere. Look at Abike Dabiri that he put there as a diaspora, whatever, going all part of the world to castigate the Biafrans. That woman they call Abike Dabiri, a tribal bigot. Every place that is a crime, once she sees an Igbo name there, she will call the name, describe the name and the village where it comes from. But when it comes to her own people, the Yorubas, she will not talk. An idiot that was able to come and talk about the Biafrans, that in Malaysia, many of them are in jail for drug crime. That same idiot forgot that in Saudi Arabia, 52 Oduduwa peoples, 52 Yorubas are in death row. 52 in Saudi Arabia, 52 Yorubas. There is no single Igbo man in the list. No single Igbo lady in the list. 52 Yorubas in death row in Saudi Arabia. Abike Dabiri didn't see that. But every time she go to Dubai, Igbo people are creating problems in Dubai. She look at the US, Igbo people are the one doing fraud. But in Yoruba, I have a video where Yorubas were indicted in a heavy fraudulent activities, siphoning of money. Go and check all the siphoning of money, all the money fraud in US. Most of them are Yorubas. They are Yorubas. They are from Yoruba land. But Abike will not talk about it. She will just be waiting until when she hear one Igbo name, then she will strike. Most of the fraudulent activities in the United States is done by the Yorubas, but Abike will not say it. The most famous criminal fraudster, is he not a Yoruba man? Up to the extent that a traditional ruler of a Yoruba ethnic group was jailed in the US for fraud. A traditional ruler. Did you see anybody raise an eyebrow? Did you see anybody shout? But Abike Dabiri will be waiting to hear Igbo name. Any place she travels, she'll be waiting to hear Igbo name, and she will come online and talk rubbish. I don't blame her. I blame the idiotic people that claim to be the spokespeople of Igbos. When we do that is why all the people we have on ground are illegitimate. They don't represent anybody. They represent themselves. The Ohanese Ndo Hinandama represent themselves. They don't represent anybody. Not me, not you. The politicians, the same thing. The politicians, the same thing. They don't represent you. Look at what they are doing. And anyone that comes, you think that they have sense. When the person opens his mouth, you begin to see that they are all the same. You can imagine the one in Abia State that you claim to do a very good one, saying that he doesn't have enough money to build seaport. A governor in Abia State that is oil-rich nation. Abia State is a Niger Delta state. And all of a sudden, the man who was saying he would do this and do that, he now said that he doesn't have money, the state doesn't have money to build a seaport. A seaport. That state doesn't have money to build a seaport. Unbelievable. Do a state you don't need to build it? A state don't need to build it. Why not give the contract out? Make it open. You will see investors across the world coming. You will even see investors from Biafra land that can build. There are people, investors in Biafra that can build that very seaport. Build it and manage it. You lease it out until when they're done getting their money and they leave. But a governor will come and pretend and tell you, oh, the state doesn't have, because the script have been written from Abuja. The script have been written all the way from Abuja. When Showore was confessing and said there is a written code against the Igbo tribe, you think it's a joke? Showore said it online on a national TV that there's a written code against an Igbo person. There are certain things that they will never attend to. There's some height. There are some height and some position and some success you can never ever make as long as you remain in Nigeria. Some of you don't know. In Nigeria, there is a written code that there are certain positions, there are certain things you can never achieve as a Biafran person. And if you're there, you will know what you have gone through. Common having a strong business in Biafra land is war. That idiot that called himself one Nigerian, what they call it, APC, the one that have airline, Allen Anyama. When the thing choke his neck, he will come and cry. After he cry, he come out and begin to tell you, one Nigeria will come. But he cannot tell you the truth of what he's facing. Allen Anyama, that has the best airline in Nigeria today. You can imagine the success Allen Anyama would have had if he has a level playing ground, or if we had Biafra, if he was operating in the Biafran land where he has a free hand to do what he has to do. That man, Allen Anyama, if he can tell the truth of what he's passing through, he passed through the eye of a needle for him to succeed as an airline. And up to today, they are trying everything to bring him down. That is why sometimes they put some policies that will make the airline going to the southeast to be higher, and the airline operating in the north and in the southwest to be a lower price. Tell me, even the people that travel most, that use this airline most, are from the southeast. Why is their own price higher and the other price lower? These things are manipulated from the federal government to make you see. They want you to make you see that business as an enemy. They will make you see that your brother, the person that is doing business with the Southeast, they make you see that person as an enemy. If not, how can flight going from let's say from Abuja to Sokoto cheaper that are flight going from Abuja to Imo State, to Anambra State. Flight going from Lagos to Sokoto cheaper than flight going from Lagos to Anambra State. All these things were done intentionally to create those unconducive environment for them to succeed. To make you stay away from anything that has to do with the Southeast. Even when you think they're making it open, they will make the cost so high. The same thing, oh my God. They make it, go and look at, if Innocent tell you what is passing through to run that Innocent motor in a Nnewi, if Innocent open his mouth and tell you what he has to pass through to succeed in run Innocent in a Nnewi, you will not believe yourself. They have done everything to make Innocent run away from Igbo land and go to the southwest or the north. He refused. And they are making life hell with him. Not just, they are even using governors, using politicians in his own tribe, or they use his own tribe people to destroy his business. That is how bad it is. That is how bad it is. But unfortunately, some of them have accepted their fate. Some of these people I'm calling their name, they've accepted their fate. They don't even have the courage to talk about Biafra. They cannot even have the courage. They are not, because they are afraid. All their investment is in the hand of the zoo. And some of them made their money from the zoo. Like Allen Onyama. Allen Onyama made his money from the zoo. So if he does anything nonsense, also, Allen Onyama is the last person you will see him talk about Biafra. He cannot. He will never ever support Biafra because he became a billionaire through the Nigerian government, through the amnesty of the Niger Delta. That was when he stole his own money to become a billionaire. Now you see why he will never support you. Most of those billionaires that are pronounced, you see them, most of them, they made their money in a fraudulent way in the hand of the North. And the Northern Caliphate cabal purposely put them in that position to use them to manipulate every other person, to use them to checkmate me and you. But some of us, we are not paying attention. You open your platform, you are busy abusing your brother, abusing your sister, analyzing one nonsense or the other, analyzing one idiotic statement or the other. Why don't you get busy? Your brother is not doing it well. Do your own. Your sister is not doing it well. Do your own. Go and do your own. You that have all the knowledge, do your own. I am not doing it well. Why don't you open your platform and do your own? I'm not talking the way you want me to talk. Why don't you open your own platform and talk that way you want to talk, and let's hear what you have to offer. Let the Biafrans judge and see what you have to offer. There is no law that says all of us must fold hand and be in one place. That is why I say I belong to everybody. Mazi Nnamdi said it. I support every group that will make sure Nigeria disintegrates. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, I support every group that will make Nigeria disintegrate. That is where I stand. I don't care your orientation, your religion, your knowledge, your wisdom, your camp. I don't care. What I care about is my freedom, our self-determination. And we must remain consistent, regardless what we see, regardless what we hear. My fellow Biafrans that are watching this program, wherever you are watching me from, I appreciate everyone that has been with us on this very amazing program today. As we are getting into the weekend, may Chukwu Okike guide and protect all of you. Give you that wisdom, knowledge, and strength to remain consistent until we get our destination. Are we going to get there? Yes, we will. Is Biafra possible? Yes, it is. But we must remain consistent. We must remain consistent. Wherever you are, we must remain consistent. If you know that thing you know how to do best, continue to do it. As long as it is something that's going to lead us to freedom. That one that you understand. That one that you feel that is the best. You, that one you understand. Do it. Don't mind anything they are saying. Don't mind the people that will castigate you, will abuse you and insult you. That one you know that is going to work. Continue to do it. Abasi also Agomayo. Whoever gets Biafra first, we will join that person. Anybody that gets it first, we will join that person. If we get it first, others will join us. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every single one of us that has graced this program today. We have spoken at length and we have made our message very, very clear and simple. Nigeria and Finland criminalize self-determination. But Biafra, resolve, must stand firm. We must stand firm. That is the message. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every one of you that have been part of this program today. May Chukwu Okike secure you and save you. Continue to give us more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. May Chukwu Okike protect, more especially our brothers and sisters in Biafra land. I pray that Chukwu Okike will guide and protect every one of you. I pray for our leaders, more especially those who are in detention. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect them, secure them. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we pray for healing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We pray that Chukwu Okike will send doctors and nurses to minister to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Whatever poison they have injected into his body, we pray today that that poison will change and become a nutrient in his body. We pray that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will regain his strength. We pray that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will continue to stand strong. We pray that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will continue to get divine revelation, divine assistance. We pray that in the next coming month, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to regain his freedom. We also pray for Mazi Simon Ekpa that everything will turn around for his good. As Mazi Simon Ekpa is approaching the appeal is going to be turned around. Only Chukwu Okike will say a word and will stand. No human being can say a thing and will stand. When Chukwu Okike said yes, nobody can say no. And we believe that Chukwu Okike is going to speak in that appeal. The situation is going to change. And our Prime Minister is going to join us and we will move further into our freedom. I appreciate every one of you that have had patience for us till this time. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all of us, save us and secure us. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafran shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa, shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate every one of you. Stay blessed until we meet again later in the evening. I'm going to come back for the evening program. So if you have time, join us on the evening program. Make sure you click the notification bell. Touch the notification bell, like and share. Very important. If you cannot speak online, when you see a program that has to do with Biafra, share it. Speak and share. If you can't speak, just share it. It's important. Either you're watching on TikTok or you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube, wherever you are, like and share. Very important. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect. Thank you so much for being part of this program. See you again later in the day and evening. Stay blessed.